The River of Light. Marcus lived a life of shadows, where the light was always behind him. He moved through the world like a ghost, taking what wasn't his heart, a locked box. The river of his life ran fast and murky, carrying him away from the shore of kindness he had long forgotten. One night, the river carried him to a quiet home. In a moment of panic and greed, a mirror shattered and a life was taken. A father named Silas, a man of gentle light. Marcus's world went dark, and he fell into a deep and final sleep. He awoke not to fire, but to a silence so vast it held the universe. A light, not blinding but gentle, surrounded him. It was the face of God, not in judgment, but in sorrowful love. "Your life was a closed fist," the light whispered, "but grace is an open hand." God showed him a river that flowed backward, a chance to return. "You will be born again," the voice said, "as the son of the man you took. You will walk in his light, and your life will be a song of what was lost and what can be found." And so, Marcus was reborn as a baby boy named Noah, the son of Seraphina, the woman whose husband he had taken. As Noah grew, he was a boy of deep feeling, and the world seemed to him a place of both great joy and a quiet, unexplainable sorrow. He had dreams of a life he couldn't remember, a life of shadows and a shattered mirror. The dreams came more often, clearer now. He saw a man with a gentle face, a man he knew was his father, Silas. And he saw another man, a stranger, whose face was his own. The shattered mirror in his dreams began to piece itself back together, reflecting a truth he was not yet ready to see. One day, standing before a sunlit window, he saw his reflection, and it was as if a veil lifted. The face of the stranger in his dreams was his own. He was Marcus. The boy who was Noah held the memory of the man who was Marcus, and the weight of it was a sorrow too deep for words. But the sorrow did not break him. It became a wellspring of purpose. He chose to live a life for two, to carry the light of his father Silas, and to redeem the shadows of his past. He became a man who gave, not took. He dedicated his life to serving others, to mending what was broken. He built homes for the homeless, taught children to read, and listened to the lonely. The river of his life, once murky and fast, now flowed with a quiet, steady grace, a mirror reflecting the light of others. And in the quiet moments, he would feel the presence of his father Silas and the grace of God, a love that had turned a closed fist into an open hand. He was Noah, the son who honored a life, and the man who was Marcus, redeemed by a love that was deeper than any river and brighter than any light. Yet, a quiet ache remained. A whisper in his soul told him that the journey was not complete. He had to return to the source, to the place where the river of his life had first run dark. He felt a pull, a silent calling to a specific corner of the city. He walked the familiar streets, the rhythm of his feet a prayer. The buildings seemed to remember him, the shadows whispering his old name. He found the alley, the very one from his dreams, and the air grew thick with memory. He stood where Marcus had stood, and the past rose up to meet him. He saw the younger man, a ghost of his former self, a boy lost in the darkness. He saw the fear in his own eyes, the greed that had been a cage around his heart. He saw the shattered mirror, not in a dream, but in the air before him, 1,000 broken pieces reflecting the face of Silas. The pain was a physical blow, a grief he had carried for 2 lives. He fell to his knees, not in defeat, but in surrender. And as he knelt, the river of his life, once a murky torrent, now flowed from his heart, a river of pure, shimmering light. It washed over the broken pieces of the mirror, and they did not shatter further but became luminous, reflecting the stars. He looked up, and Silas was there, not a ghost, not a memory, but a presence of pure light. There was no accusation, only a deep, abiding peace. Silas reached out a hand, not to take, but to give, a hand of forgiveness. In that moment, Noah understood. Forgiveness was not something he had to earn, but a gift already given. The river of light was not his to control, but a grace that had always been flowing, waiting for him to step into its current. He rose, a man made whole. He was no longer just Noah the son or Marcus the redeemed. He was a song of both, a testament to a love that could turn the darkest shadow into the brightest light. He had come home to himself. He returned to the river, the one that flowed through his city, and looked at his reflection. It was his face, but within it, he saw the faint, shimmering outline of another man, the man he had been, and the man he was becoming. The river was a mirror of his soul, and it was clear. And in the quiet of his heart, he heard a whisper, a voice as gentle as the flowing water. "My dear child," it said, "the river of light is not just your life. It is the very current of my love, and you, my beloved, are finally home."